Get way better local news updates like WWAY on Facebook. Now, here's meteorologist Justin McKee with your forecast first.
Happy Thursday. We continue to see very nice weather as we go through our evening. Still lots of sunshine out at Wrightsville Beach. This is our New Earth Motors Skyview camera network. A couple people still hanging out there at the beach there. Really nice evening for us. And a lot of locations actually falling down into the 80s now. We still have a couple 90s on the map. Elizabethtown, Holly Shelter still in the 90s. We're at 87 in Wilmington. You're going to start tomorrow in the mid 70s. We have a small rain chance in the forecast, plus some more big heat in the low 90s for your Friday. That forecast coming up in a few minutes. WWAY News at 7 starts right now.
This is the place for news that matters. You're watching WWAY News at 7.
Tonight on WWAY News at 7, at least 5 people dead in a shooting. This time, a newspaper office is the latest scene. What we know about the suspect. The immigration debate lands here in the Cape Fear. A man who has lived here half his life, detained by ICE, his whereabouts now unknown. And as the big holiday of summer draws near, what you need to know before casting off and heading to Masonboro Island. Thank you for joining us tonight for your news at 7. I'm Randy Aldridge, and we begin with a developing story out of Annapolis, Maryland. At least 5 people are dead following a shooting at the offices of the Capital Gazette newspaper. And now we're learning more about the suspect. Police confirm the suspect in the deadly shooting is a man who was armed with a long gun. During a news conference, they also said police recovered what they believe to be an explosive device. It was in the building that houses the Capital Gazette. Police say the device was taken care of but did not elaborate. Authorities do not believe there are any other explosives at the site. Police also say they have no information yet on a motive for the shooting. We have more on this story coming up in just a few moments. Well, if you've ever driven in Wilmington, it's likely you're familiar with College Road. With an estimated 50,000 drivers using it daily, navigating it can be a frustrating challenge. WWAY's Basil John joins us live from an NCDOT meeting about proposed improvements. So Basil, why are these changes coming about?
Guys, it's something we've all gone through. You're traveling down College Road, and then all of a sudden, you run into traffic. It's something far too common for a driver in Wilmington. Well, the NCDOT says it's something that they are addressing, and they're bringing some change to College Road. For many drivers in Wilmington, driving along College Road can be a little hectic.
With the congestion, that's where you get the road rage. You get people cutting people off, people yelling, screaming. It causes more wrecks.
Rush hour times, it takes forever to get anywhere. I was actually rear-ended about 2 weeks ago on College Road. Guy playing on his cell phone. That was fun. Normally traffic is horrible. People just don't know how to drive that well on it, to be honest.
The amount of traffic on the road has grown over time. That's why the North Carolina Department of Transportation has some changes planned for the heavily traveled road.
There's not that many north-south routes in Wilmington, so there's not a whole lot of options for people. So it's, and you have a lot of businesses on the corridor, a lot of signals, a lot of lanes. So it's just trying to do it with what we can with what we got there and trying to make it a lot better.
There are a total of 6 projects. They include improvements around New Center Drive, converting the Martin Luther King Jr. Parkway intersection to an interchange, and a possible interchange at College and Oleander. Some drivers agree something needs to be done as our population grows.
More and more, residents coming down, not only with residents, but the tourists that come down on holidays. It is jam-packed, congested. Sometimes it's bumper to bumper, not even at 5 o'clock. It used to be only at 5 o'clock, but now it's all hours of the day.
A majority of these projects have already been funded, but it will take some time before construction begins. Now, according to David Leonard with NCDOT, he says that only one of the projects have not been funded yet, but he said all the other projects are on track to get started by the year 2024 and could take up to 3 years to complete. So for now, drivers will have to just keep trucking along. Live in Wilmington, Basil John, WWAY News.
Thank you, Basil. That's how you keep things rolling. Well, if you're planning to hit the road to celebrate the 4th of July holiday, you'll be feeling more of a pinch than you did last year, shelling out an average of $2.90 per gallon. After 5 straight weeks of prices dropping, Prices are now likely to increase again ahead of July 4th as oil prices surged to $73 per barrel yesterday. According to GasBuddy.com, it is the highest Independence Day prices since 2014, and that's when the national average was $3.66 per gallon. Now, even with these high prices, most motorists are not likely to curtail their travel during the most popular summer holiday. It is thanks to the holiday's appeal and its rich tradition of being the nation's birthday. A Brunswick County man was detained by immigration agents, and now his close friends and attorney do not know where he is. The lawyer and friends of Christian Ayala Lopez say ICE agents took him over a week ago in Southport. Lopez, who is an undocumented immigrant, has been living here in the U.S. for more than a decade and has been working toward his citizenship. His attorney says she filed a stay in the case, given the latest ruling by the U.S. Supreme Court on deportation cases by ICE. She says when she did that, she lost all contact with Lopez, and now no one knows where he is.
We thought he was in Georgia for this last week, and then that's where I was communicating with ICE, and that's what we based our motion to reopen on. In retaliation, they picked him up last night from his detention center, got him out of bed, and moved him to an undisclosed location.
We'll hear more from Lopez's close friends and from Immigration Services tonight on WWAY News at 11. A Columbus County man was shot and killed in Myrtle Beach last night. The shooting happened in the area of 29th Avenue North and Highway 17 bypass. When officers arrived, they found 27-year-old Ryan Rashid Bryant shot. Officers performed CPR until EMS arrived and then took him to the hospital. Bryant later died from his injuries. Myrtle Beach police are investigating. In Columbus County, a man caught with his pants down, literally. It happened during a traffic stop today in Chadbourne. The Columbus County Sheriff's Office says a detective saw a man driving erratically while leaving a known drug area. The detective stopped the car and approached the driver, 68-year-old James Eldred Buffkin. Buffkin was not wearing pants. Investigators also say they found 30 oxycodone pills in his car. Buffkin was just arrested in December on drug charges and is on probation. He is now facing new charges. A statewide silver alert has been issued for a man missing from a Brunswick County nursing home. According to the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office, Horace Medlin walked away last night from the Brunswick Cove nursing home on River Road in Winnebago. The 62-year-old has dementia or some other cognitive impairment. Early this morning, the Sheriff's Office brought in a bloodhound and a tracking team to search for him on foot. They ended their search by 6 a.m. Medlin is a white male, 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighs 110 pounds. He has gray hair and green eyes. He was last seen wearing a white t-shirt and gray shorts. If you've seen him, please call the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office. A potentially harmful chemical and other compounds have been found in fish near a North Carolina chemical plant. Earlier this year, the State Department of Environmental Quality conducted a study at a lake near the Comores plant in Bladen County. They took samples from 3 types of fish, from sediment and from water. DEQ found Gen X and similar compounds in the samples. The state says these results cannot be applied to any other body of water. If you own a rental or investment property in North Carolina, your insurance rates are going up next year. Insurance Commissioner Mike Causey announced that the state has reached an agreement with insurers for a statewide average 4.8% increase in dwelling insurance. Insurance companies had asked for a nearly 19% hike. These new rates will take effect in February of next year. More than 2 decades after a fire destroyed a Wrightsville Beach store, we're learning more about what's being built in its place. King's Beachwear was next to Johnny Mercer's pier when it went up in flames in April 2016. The cause was never determined due to damage from the fire, and now the property is under construction. There are 22 condos expected to be completed by the end of next year. Vance Young with Intracoastal Realty says there will be 11 buildings total, and the first phase should be done in February. There will also be a commercial building for a restaurant or a retail store. Also in Wrightsville Beach, the popular hangout Red Dogs is still closed due to what state alcohol enforcement calls a violation. Jimmy Galeese, who owns Jimmy's at Red Dogs and the unit below Red Dogs, took over from the previous longtime owner in December 2016. When Galeese applied for a new permit, it was denied. A manager at Jimmy's says they went to court about a month ago, but no decision was reached. She says they were told a decision would be made within 60 days. Red Dogs has been closed since November 24th of last year. With the 4th of July less than a week away now, many around the Cape Fear are making their holiday plans. But if those plans include a trip to Masonboro Island, there are some rules you need to know about. There is no liquor allowed on the island. The New Hanover County Sheriff's Office will have deputies stationed on the island on the 4th, and anyone caught drinking illegally will be cited and removed. Lieutenant Jerry Brewer says while their main concern is safety, everyone needs to be mindful of the law.
If you're planning on coming to Masonboro Island, that's fine. Just understand you need to know the laws. There's no liquor allowed here. And if you're underage and drinking, we're going to cite and remove you from the island.
Lieutenant Brewer says while liquor is illegal on Masonboro Island, beer, wine, or anything you can buy at a grocery store is legal. Well, it was a big day at one of Wilmington's coffee shops. The scene from Biddy and Bose as they sent off Special Olympic athletes to the World Games. And it looks like we do have to grow up. Toys R Us officially closes for good. Does the new state law mean you'll be able to drink a cold one at college sporting events? And the latest on a massive fine issued to the former owner of the Carolina Panthers following a misconduct investigation.
Now, here's meteorologist Justin McKee with your Storm Track 3 forecast.
I am very jealous of all the folks that get to enjoy the evening out in Carolina Beach. It's certainly a nice one filled with sunshine and some warm temperatures. That's the view. At least we can kind of see it from here in the studio, even though we can't be there. That's our New Earth Motors Skyview camera network. Now, we are seeing a little bit more cloud cover move into the picture over the course of the evening, and actually a couple of showers have popped up in parts of Bladen County, so you might see a little bit of rain up that way. Looking like we'll see partly cloudy skies overnight tonight, and we do have a chance for a spot shower. Of course, the big story for today is the heat back to the 90s for many locations for your Thursday, and a lot of 80s on the map at this time. It's 89 in Whiteville, still at 93 in Elizabethtown. We're at 87 in Wilmington. We'll be in the mid-70s when you're starting off your day on your Friday, and if you're going to be heading out to the links and getting around in, it does look like it'll be a warm morning for us, and by the time we get to the afternoon, a mix of sun and clouds and the chance for a shower with temperatures getting into the low 90s. A decent day if you want to play some golf. We'll talk more about your forecast coming up in a few minutes. For now, send things back over to Randy.
Thank you very much, Justin. He was talking about golf. Now we're going to talk about the NFL. It has fined former Carolina Panthers owner Jerry Richardson nearly $3 million following an investigation into sexual and racial misconduct in the workplace. The league said today the investigation that was conducted by former U.S. Attorney Mary Jo White substantiated allegations against Richardson that the improper conduct was limited to Richardson and that the team failed to report the allegations or any resolution to the league. Richardson put the team up for sale after a Sports Illustrated report cited unnamed sources who said Richardson made sexually suggestive comments to women and at one point directed a racial slur at an African-American Panthers scout. A new state law means alcohol can now be served at college sporting events. It has college fans across the state filling up social media, excited about the possibility of buying a beer at a football game this fall. But as David Hurst found out, that will not be the case.
In just a few months, Carter Finley Stadium will be full of NC State football fans cheering on the Wolfpack. For years, many of those fans have been hoping the state legislature would clear the way to allow them to buy alcohol at football games and other sporting events.
I think selling alcohol at these games is a good idea. Brings more people into the stadium, and I mean, who doesn't want to have a drink when they're watching a game?
This session, lawmakers passed a bill that allows alcohol sales at college stadiums or arenas with a seating capacity of more than 3,000. However, this does not include athletic facilities on campus of a state university. University officials tell me Carter Finley Stadium here and PNC Arena are both considered on-campus athletic facilities. That means neither will be able to sell alcohol in the general seating areas. NC State fans, though, are still hopeful it will be a possibility in the future.
Make people actually want to attend the games more so than what they already do, even though State's coming off a pretty good season this past season. So I feel like it'll be great.
Lawmakers tell me the provision in the bill was designed for Charlotte Motor Speedway. There are no collegiate events scheduled right now for the Speedway, but that may indicate there is one in the works. Back in 2016, Bristol Motor Speedway hosted a college football game that drew more than 150,000 fans.
Well, this next story is for all you moms out there. How small gestures lead to big impact right here in the Tar Heel State.
Now, here's meteorologist Justin McKee with your Storm Track 3 forecast.
Well, I think this June will certainly be remembered as a hot one. Of course, we only have a couple more days in June, and you might remember on Monday was the last day of an 8-day stretch of temperatures in the 90s in Wilmington. Tuesday and Wednesday, we did not make it to 90 degrees, but today in Wilmington, the high was 91. So we're back, and it does look like we stay in the 90s for most of the 7-day forecast. You can see a couple 90s actually still on the map at this hour. Holly Shelter and Elizabethtown at this time we have cooled to 87 in Wilmington. Continuing to cool as we go into tonight, looking like you'll start the day tomorrow in the 70s. Of course, when you factor in that high humidity that we see during the summertime in southeastern North Carolina, some heat index values in the triple digits. You can see Jacksonville getting in on that action as well. 96 currently. So even though it's past 7 o'clock, it's still feeling pretty hot outside. Definitely be cool if you're going to be out and about for the rest of this evening. We've had tons of sunshine all day for our Thursday, but you can see just a little bit more cloud cover starting to move into the picture as we go through the 7 o'clock hour, and actually seeing a little bit of shower activity up in Bladen County. That's just to the east of Elizabethtown. So if you live up that way, you might see a quick downpour, but for the most part, it does look like the rest of the radar is dry. I am still going to keep a spot shower in the forecast as we go into tonight, as well as a partly cloudy sky, and we're going to see the rain chances actually increasing as we go into Friday and Saturday. Not really forecasting a washout by any means, but it is looking like about a 30% chance of showers as we go into your Friday and Saturday. And we are going to see dry conditions to start the month of July. First day of July coming on Sunday, and Monday also looking dry as well. And we are going to be seeing not much change in the temperature pattern over the next week or so. It does look like temperatures in the afternoons going to be close to 90 degrees, and in the early mornings we're going to be in the mid 70s. We'll take a look at your weekend forecast. Everybody looking forward to that last weekend in June. We do have that spotty shower chance in the forecast for Friday with a high of 92 degrees. Then we'll be right at 90 for a high on Saturday with a few showers, and then looking like we'll see dry conditions for the second half of the weekend on Sunday with a high of 91 and a mostly sunny sky. We'll take a look at rain chances over the next week. Good news is it does look like a generally dry week, just 30% chances for rain on Friday and Saturday. That's really not a huge deal, and it looks like we're going to be completely dry for Sunday and Monday. 20% chance of rain on Tuesday, and then another 30% chance as we go into July 4th on Wednesday. We'll play out pinpoint futurecast here as we go into tonight. It looks like partly cloudy sky with just a small shower chance. Most locations do end up staying dry, and then we have a 30% chance of rain in the forecast for Friday. I think futurecast may be a little bit more bullish on the chance for rain tomorrow than I am. Looks like we'll get up into the low 90s for highs tomorrow. Looks like we'll see dry conditions for your Friday night, and then Saturday looking like a similar situation to what we're going to be seeing tomorrow. Low 90s for highs, and then 30% chance of rain as we get into the afternoon with a partly sunny sky. Sunday looking like a dry day as we start a new month. So partly cloudy skies, a small shower chance tonight, lows in the 70s, and then we'll see some showers as we go into our Friday. Forecasting a high of 92 for the last day of the work week, and a partly sunny sky there. And then we have another rain chance in the forecast for Saturday with a high of 90. Looking pretty nice on Sunday with a mostly sunny sky and temps in the low 90s. We're going to really be staying in the 90s for most of the 7-day forecast. It does look like those rain chances increasing as we get into next Wednesday and Thursday.
Perfect for Sunday fun day.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all about nice dry weather with some sunshine for a sunny Sunday in southeastern North Carolina. I
got to be honest, the little bit of rain every here and there has been great for my yard.
Absolutely.
So
we want the grass to look good, the flowers, everything like that.
Yeah. It's looking pretty lush right now. As a matter of fact, I need to mow it.
Get on that this weekend. You're going to have some time.
I got plenty of chores. Thank you very much, sir.
You bet.
A North Carolina mother is saying thank you after getting some unexpected help at a car wash. Michael Perchik has her story.
Sometimes the smallest gestures can make the biggest difference, and that was exactly what happened Monday night here in Wake Forest when Bailey Robinson stopped at American Pride Express Car Wash.
As mothers and fathers know, parenting is a juggling act, especially with young children.
Just full of energy all the time. They're always go, go, go.
That's certainly the case for 4-year-old Emma and 3-year-old Amelia. After finishing up work late Monday, Robinson rushed to the car wash, sparing her kids the trip.
Whatever I can do without them in the car so I don't have to take out car seats is just a lot easier than coming with.
While vacuuming her car, assistant manager Sam Newhouse approached.
So I told her, we're getting ready to close, but she looked like a very hard-working mom, and I'd like to send you through and give you a free car wash.
Robinson was hesitant to accept at first, but eventually did after some kind persuading by Newhouse.
I was almost in tears as I left the parking lot. It's just something so small can make someone feel so great, and I'm sure it was nothing to him, but it was a lot to me.
She shared her experience on Facebook, where it's since racked up hundreds of likes. On Wednesday, she was back to greet Newhouse in person, this time with her kids in tow. A lesson in paying it forward, appreciated by 4-year-old Emmer.
I love her.
What a great story. Could technology help you understand your baby better? There's an app for that. Details on how it aims to decipher why your infant is upset. A gunman opens fire on a newsroom, leaving several dead. The latest on what investigators are saying about how the suspect tried to avoid being identified. Authorities in Maryland are investigating a deadly shooting at a newspaper in Annapolis. Police say at least 5 people are dead, several injured, and that a suspect is in custody. We're just now learning, however, that officials say the suspect mutilated his own fingers, and investigators think that was in part in an effort to prevent him from being easily identified. Kylie Atwood has the latest from the scene.
Police in Annapolis surrounded this office building housing the Capital Gazette newspaper Thursday afternoon as people rushed out with their arms up.
We've had a terrible shooting incident here this afternoon.
Law enforcement sources tell CBS News a suspect opened fire with a shotgun, killing several people.
Those who are injured have been transported for medical care.
Phil Davis, a crime reporter at Capital Gazette, tweeted as the shooting was in progress, writing, quote, "Gunman shot through the glass door to the office and opened fire on multiple employees." In another tweet, Davis said, quote, "There is nothing more terrifying than hearing multiple people get shot while you're under your desk and then hear the gunman reload." Police say they were on the scene within a minute and quickly took the gunman into custody.
Our officers were on the scene very, very quickly. They did engage the suspect, and that's when he was taken into custody.
Roads in the area are shut down as police and federal agents investigate. Kylie Atwood, CBS News, Annapolis.
Maryland Governor Larry Hogan also took to social media expressing his condolences, also urging people to stay away from the scene. WWY News continues after this with what you should not bring with you to Masonburg Island this 4th of July. The Sheriff's Office is preparing for a busy holiday and warning you about what's not allowed.